about how corporate mergers are bad for the consumer, specifically American Airlines and U.S. Airways. When I was younger, I used to be able to go with a group of friends straight to the airport, buy my tickets at the counter, give them my bags at the counter, and just walk to the departure flight. I didn't have to go through all of the security that you guys have to deal with now. I didn't have to waste 5 hours before and 5 hours after. And on a long weekend, we could just fly anywhere we wanted to with one ticket price, and your passenger would fly for free usually. Those were good deals on holidays. And it used to be really fun, and now it's like this horrible thing that makes it just simpler to drive to get to where you're going. Because you're going to waste all that time anyway. You might as well not be confined in an airplane that's going to get stopped, or it's going to break down or fall out of the sky. I'm going to try and make you understand why I think corporate mergers are bad. And a lot of corporations in this given day are merging together to make their total number in assets higher, but to stop smaller businesses from being able to even participate in the market. And it makes for us to have to settle with a given price or a standard price from these four major entities that I'll talk about in a minute. And we don't have the ability to find bargains or get good deals in this day and age. And it gives you many less ways to get to where you're going. In the future of this merge, union of U.S. Airways and American Airlines would mean that 4 mega-sized carriers would control 87% of the U.S. airline industry seats. According to Seth Kaplan, an analyst for the Airline Weekly, an industry trade publication. This stops, like I was speaking of, the ability for you just to jump on an airplane and go wherever you want to go. It makes you have to really think about what you're doing, take more time off, and it's not really good for anybody involved other than the business owner that takes over as CEO, and the stock market, where they share their new shares and they make more money, and make it impossible for any smaller companies to even try to compete. Also, when this happens, the two companies merge as one, and the staff suffers. They usually lose a lot of the pilots and put more of a workload on the ones that exist, making it more dangerous for you to be flying. And they cut a lot of the benefits that you had as a member of certain airlines. So, like, your points and your air miles go away and they just disappear. So you lose a lot of what you paid for in the first place, and nobody actually gets to secure that for you in the long run. This makes staff unhappy. They can create flight delays and ultimately have more canceled flights because the staff doesn't show up, or they just decide that they don't want to be there. And they're not doing the job to get you on the plane and to get you to where you're going in a timely manner. I have a video. This is the way they merged together, so 6 became 3.
airline mergers, the people that benefit the most are Wall Street, to be honest. Consumers end up paying more for airline tickets in general. They have less convenience because typically during mergers, there's cutbacks in flights and schedules.
That was just a little piece of how other people see it also. In the end, this just makes for a business to make more money. It has nothing to do with what we need as people in America or what we should have as people in America. What will happen, what does happen with the other two and what will happen with this one is there will be longer wait times, there will be higher fares, and there will be less choices. Which puts more people on the road driving and more danger on the street, and it's just, like I said, this is happening everywhere in our healthcare facilities and regular businesses, like JCPenney's and Sears are going out of business, and one major entity is taking over way above the rest of anybody who could ever compete, and it's making it so that you guys won't have the ability to do anything in your future because you'll just have to work for the people that exist. You won't be able to make your own. And that is why I believe corporate mergers are bad and not good for the consumer.